Hello and welcome back to the Leading Yourself podcast. Today we are diving into a topic that has the power to transform your mindset, your relationships, even your health. We're going to be talking about gratitude. Over the next minutes, we are going to be unpacking the science behind gratitude, also exploring practical ways to incorporate gratitude into your daily routine, and we'll discuss how to live a gratitude-filled life even during tough times. Let's get started. Welcome to the Leading Yourself podcast. This is your host, Carolina de Arriba. I'm an HR professional, health and fitness coach, wife, mom, and above all things, a goal-getter. In this podcast, we're going to be digging into all things leadership, professional and career development, habits, and relationships. This is a podcast for those who want to become the best version of themselves. Those who have big dreams and are willing to embrace the journey and put in the work to achieve them. My goal is to share with you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you in your journey. So let's dig into today's episode. This week in the United States, we are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. So as I was getting ready to record the podcast today, and I was traveling this week, so on the plane on my way back, I started brainstorming on what should be the topic for this week for the podcast. And since it's Thanksgiving week, I told myself gratitude. It was super clear to me that that should be the topic we talked about this week. And when I talk about gratitude, for me, gratitude is more than a simple thank you. It's a mindset. It's a practice that when cultivated consistently can create a ripple effect of positivity throughout your life. Research even shows that gratitude can boost your happiness, can reduce your stress, and even make you more resilient in the face of challenges. I am a big fan of gratitude, and since I'm here in the United States, it's been 14 years now, Thanksgiving has become one of my favorite holidays because of this component of gratitude that is embedded, that you can breathe during this holiday season. So today we're talking about gratitude, and I thought we can kick things off by looking at what science has to say about gratitude. You know, there's been researchers across the world that have studied gratitude extensively, and the findings are just incredible. I have read a lot about this topic because, as I said, the gratitude practice has been a game changer for me, and I wanted to learn more about it. So I read a lot of research, and studies show that people who practice gratitude experience lower levels of anxiety and depression. And according to the research, is because focusing on what is that you're grateful for shifts your brain's attention away from negative thoughts and towards positive ones. And they have shown in patients, even with anxiety and depression, that their condition has improved when introducing a gratitude practice. That powerful is gratitude. Gratitude can also improve your physical health. There is a study from UC Davis that found that people who kept a gratitude journal reported fewer pain and were more likely to exercise regularly. I would have never thought about that connection of keeping a gratitude journal and aches and pains and how more frequently someone exercises. But they had found there's a correlation between these two things. When you express gratitude to others, it also strengthens your relationships, whether it's heartfelt thank you or a note of appreciation to a friend. Gratitude fosters trust and connection. There was another study that dig into the correlation between these two. And what they found is that, yes, there is a positive correlation between expressing gratitude and the strength of the relationships. One last finding and probably one of my favorite findings in how gratitude impacts sleep. Reflecting on what you're grateful for just before going to bed has been shown to help people fall asleep faster and enjoy a deeper, more restorative sleep. And here's a fun fact. Studies also show that even writing about gratitude without sharing it can have a lasting impact on your happiness levels. That's the power of gratitude. So now that we know a little bit about the benefits of gratitude, I want to talk about how to bring gratitude into our life in meaningful and sustainable ways. And I'm going to share some examples, and I'm going to share some of the things that I personally do to introduce gratitude in my life, some of the things that I've heard other people do to introduce gratitude. I am not suggesting that you do all of these things, but I hope that by sharing some ideas, you get inspired on what might be the best way for you to introduce more gratitude into your life. So the first idea is to start a gratitude journal. And what is a gratitude journal? Basically, each day, write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. This could be anything from a sunny day to a meaningful conversation with a friend. The important thing is that this 3 to 5 things that you write down should be things that happened recently, like in the last 24 hours. Otherwise, you run the risk of always writing the same things in your gratitude journal. Like I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful. Those are too generic, too broad. And yes, I am sure that you have deep gratitude for those things. But the secret of this practice is, one, to be very specific, two, to look at things that has happened in the last 24 hours. The reason for that is because if you know that tomorrow or by the end of the day, you're going to have to write down things that you're grateful for, all of a sudden, you're more open and more receptive for more things to be grateful for. And this happens over time. It's not overnight. It happens over time. I remember when I started my gratitude journal, at the beginning, I struggled to write things on my journal. I probably spent 10 minutes just sitting there thinking about and trying to make up something that I could be grateful for. Today, years later, I'm constantly throughout the day as things happen, I'm like, oh, tomorrow this goes into my gratitude journal. I'm starting to see things in real life and I'm just more open to those things. Also, science show that just the act of writing helps solidify these positive moments in your memory. And that anchors that and creates that ripple effect of positivity that we were talking about a few minutes ago. So the first thing is start a gratitude journal. Write 3 to 5 things you're grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. And again, it could be small things like a warm cup of coffee. Like today, I really enjoy my coffee. I don't know, there are those days that I savor that first cup of coffee in the morning even more. And sometimes that goes to my gratitude journal because maybe that was the only time in the day that I had some time for myself. Maybe that was the time that I could be relaxed and just enjoying the moment. Maybe it could be a child's laugh, or a lot of times one thing that I write on my podcast is a big hug from my kids or snuggling with my kids. Or it could be a moment of peace during a hectic day. So don't look for big things. A lot of times our joy, our happiness, our gratitude, it's in the small things that happen throughout the day. Things that because we are running too quickly from one thing to the next and we live in a world where there's so many distractions, we take for granted. We no longer see. And introducing a gratitude practice can help us be more attentive to those little things that happen throughout our day. Okay, the second way you can incorporate more gratitude into your life is to practice gratitude in conversations. make it a habit to express gratitude aloud. What do I mean by this? Just an example. When someone helps you or shows you kindness, tell them how much it means to you. This is a simple way of incorporating gratitude. And I'm sure that you feel it in the moment, but a lot of times we don't express it. So for whatever reason, right? Because we think it's silly or people are going to see it that way, or you feel like people are going to feel it's too cheesy. You know what? What I've learned is it's okay to be cheesy sometimes. I think you should express gratitude when you feel it, and you never know what is the impact it's going to have in another person. I don't know how many times I have done this and expressed gratitude in a conversation, and someone return it back to me and say, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for acknowledging. You can make someone's day when you do this. So I have a challenge for you. Today, I want to invite you to think about three people, whether our colleagues at work, maybe family members, or even the barista who makes your coffee in the morning. And I want you to thank them for something today. Thank them for something they do today. And be genuine, of course, right? Don't try to make this up. Thank them for something that happens today, and just watch how their faces light up when you do it. Okay, let's move on to the third way you can incorporate gratitude in your life, and that is to create a gratitude ritual. What do I mean by this? It's basically what I mean is incorporating gratitude into existing routines. For example, reflect on what you're grateful for right before going to bed, or share something you're thankful for at the dinner table, or start meetings or family gatherings with a moment of appreciation. I like to, for example, at work, this is something that I used to do very consistently, and for some reason I move away from it, and I'm trying to bring it back. Like when I have meetings with my team, to start with moments of appreciation, like highlights and things that we're grateful for in someone else in the team. I think that is a great practice. And then I do that at home as well with my kids, with my family. Okay, another way to introduce more gratitude into your life is to use visual reminders. A way to do that is to place sticky notes or reminders in your workspace or at home with gratitude prompts like, what made you smile today? Or who made a positive impact on your day? Or what is one thing you're grateful for that happened today? These are ways of reminding yourself to take a moment to be grateful. Because as I said, we're going too quickly through our days, through our lives. There's so many distractions that sometimes we just need a reminder to just slow down for a moment, take a pause, and just think about these things that otherwise we would take for granted. So again, some questions you can put in this Post-it notes. What made you smile today? What is one thing you can be grateful for? Who is someone who made a positive impact on your day today? Be creative, write your own questions and just put them in places that would prompt you to make a little space for gratitude during your day. Okay, gratitude isn't just a one-time practice though, and I want to reinforce that, right? Gratitude is not just something you do once, but it's a mindset. It's a mindset that can shape how you live your life. And there are a few ways to embrace gratitude as a lifestyle. And I think it all starts, for me at least, it started as a practice of something that I did in punctual days or in punctual times of the day to evolve into a lifestyle. And I want to share with you how you can embrace gratitude as a lifestyle beyond just the practice of writing down things that you're grateful for or saying thank you to people, which, by the way, another practice I didn't mention, I completely forget about, is sending thank you notes. I know there's people that have a reminder in their calendar once a week, let's say on Fridays, to send thank you notes to people that they're grateful for that week. That can be a great way to show people appreciation and to practice gratitude. So there you go. That's a fifth way that you can introduce more gratitude into your life. Now, talking about how to embrace gratitude as a lifestyle. The first thing, I think the first way is gratitude can help reframe challenges. Even in tough times, you always can find a reason to be grateful. I truly believe in that. Maybe a challenge taught you resilience or brought you someone supportive into your life. There's always something to be grateful, even in the most challenging moments. And when you embrace gratitude as a lifestyle, you develop this ability to reframe your challenges and to really look for and find reasons to be grateful in any moment, no matter how challenging it is. I remember there was this one time that I faced a professional setback. And at first, it felt like a failure because the project I was working on didn't work out. But looking back, I'm grateful because it led me to a new opportunity that aligned with my goals and my values. And I remember I learned so much from that experience. And today, I don't remember that experience as a failure. Even in the moment, it felt that way. I remember that experience with gratitude because I think that that experience was pivotal in my career, but also in influencing who I am today. So I always look at that experience, not from a negative standpoint, but as a very positive, with very much gratitude for the situation that led to a pivot in my career that aligned better with my goals and my values. Another way to embrace a gratitude lifestyle is to celebrate progress. A lot of times, a lot of us, we wait until we cross the finish line to celebrate. Don't wait for big wins to feel grateful. Celebrate the small steps you're taking towards your goal. Gratitude for progress keeps you motivated, it keeps you focused. A lot of times when people ask me, how is that I'm so resilient? Because I think resiliency is one of the things that defines me. And I think this is one thing that has helped me is like really embracing gratitude as a lifestyle and looking at the positives, even in the midst of the challenges, but also like celebrating the progress and focus on the progress, not the final destination. And when I focus on the progress, that keeps me motivated and focused, right? And keep going and keep trying, even when things get tough. Another way to incorporate a gratitude lifestyle is to surround yourself with gratitude. What do I mean by this? What I mean is spend time with people who practice gratitude and positivity. I believe energy is contagious. And when you surround yourself by people that have gratitude as part of their life, that becomes contagious and it reinforces your own gratitude mindset. So look at, the people you spend the most time with. Are these people that always see the glass half empty, that only focus on the challenges, the setbacks, the negatives of a situation? Or are you surrounding yourself with people who are more positive, who express gratitude, who practice gratitude? I think having more people in your life who practice gratitude can really reinforce your own gratitude mindset. And in return, you can be that person for someone else. So it's not only who you surround yourself, but also who you get to influence by being in their circle. And one last thought on having gratitude as part of your lifestyle is to extend gratitude to yourself. Until this point, we've talked about gratitude for situations, gratitude for things that happened in our days, in our lives, gratitude for people around us. But we haven't talked about expressing gratitude for ourselves. And I think it's important not to forget to thank yourself for your efforts, to thank yourself for your resilience, to thank yourself for your patience, to thank yourself for caring, for showing up. Whether it's taking care of your health, working hard, or simply showing up every day, you deserve your own appreciation. A lot of times we're looking for that external recognition, that external appreciation, but I think it starts with us and extending gratitude to ourselves. And I want to ask you, when was the last time that you expressed gratitude to yourself? Think about it. When was the last time that you expressed gratitude to yourself? And I'm going to leave you with that question because I think we don't do it enough. I think we always forget about ourselves. And, you are the most important person in your life. You are the person you spend the most time with. Every second of this life you're spending with yourself. And investing in that relationship that you have with yourself is so important. And we know that according to science, gratitude can improve relationships. But what about the relationship with ourselves? So I really want to invite you to not forget about extending gratitude to yourselves. Now, I want to take just a moment to put gratitude into action today. And I want to invite you to join me in a quick exercise. I want you to close your eyes. If you're driving, please don't. Just take a deep breath and think about one thing, big or small, that you're grateful for right now. It could be a person, it could be an opportunity, or even just this quiet moment to reflect. I want you to visualize that one thing. Again, it doesn't matter how big or small it is that you're grateful for right now. How does that feel? Research shows that even a brief moment of gratitude can shift your mood and reduce your stress. So what about taking moments like this? It was literally less than a minute to close your eyes and just think about one thing, big or small, that you're grateful for in that moment. Gratitude is a simple yet powerful practice. It improves your well-being, strengthens your relationships, helps you navigate challenges with resilience and grace. So here's my challenge for you. Start practicing gratitude today. Write out one thing that you're grateful for, express appreciation to someone in your life today, or simply pause to notice the good around you. If you're looking for a deep dive, try starting a gratitude journal maybe, or creating a gratitude ritual that fits into your daily routine. And remember, gratitude is a journey. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. Thank you so much for spending time with me today here on the podcast. If this episode resonates with you, please share it with someone who could use a little more gratitude in their lives. Until next time, I want to close today expressing my gratitude for you, for being here, for listening to the podcast, for being in this journey with me to personal growth and personal development. I'm so grateful that you're part of the Leading Yourself podcast community. And I hope that you have an amazing day. If you are in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you next week here for another episode of the Leading Yourself podcast. Okay, my friend, that's all I've got for you today. But before you go, 2 quick reminders. Number 1, if we're not already friends on Instagram, let's get connected. You can find me as Leading Yourself Podcast. Number 2, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am incredibly grateful that you're in this journey with me. I want to leave you with one last thought. I want to remind you that you're destined for more and that every step that you take brings you closer to becoming that best version of yourself. Embrace each day as a chance to learn, grow, and chase your dreams. The world needs you to shine brightly, so go out and show up fully and authentically. Take care, and I'll see you next time.